Okay, so I have multiple portfolios. I have a portfolio that's just focused on buying stock, buying shares and holding, for decades. I have a portfolio that is for trading, and it's quite a large portfolio. And then I have like a small fun portfolio that's just like things like this, like AMD. Um, and then I have a separate sort of like SPY challenge portfolio that sometimes I use, sometimes I don't. And it all depends. So I want to talk about what I'm putting into these portfolios. So right now, quantum computing is where I want to be in terms of long term investments, right? So I started investing in Qubit, I want to say around, well, I can pull it up. Hold on. Okay, my average is right under $6. So, but I didn't really start investing too much um, until like earlier this year. I knew about it at this time, didn't put a ton of investments in until like this time, right? When it came back to close to these lows. Okay, so I don't trade options on quantum computing because it hasn't been, there's not enough data for me to feel comfortable doing that, right? So obviously it's been around for quite some time. There's enough yearly data, fair, 2008, all that kind of stuff. But for me, looking at this chart across the years, there's just not enough info for me to feel comfortable trading a ton of options. People are trading options and they're doing well. I just rather hold it and just make money that way. So QUBT goes into long-term stock portfolio, right? And that's holding things like Apple, Nike, Amazon. Like it holds quite a few things that I just don't touch. I started buying a firm in the 20s. I started buying. Well, I didn't start, but like my average on a firm is in the 20s. My average on Hood is in the 20s. HE is one that I'm holding long term. Um, that I want to, get back to this area. Obviously, this is when the Hawaii fires happened, and around the time I bought, my average is like 13 something. Um, so yeah, I'm just waiting on things like that, right? So I have that portfolio. Then I have the one that I'm trading options out of, right? And I'm looking for things like when I see a setup like this, and we talked on the voice chat about this NVIDIA setup, and I was talking about these types of hammer months and or shooter months, but everything's bullish right now, so you're seeing tons of these hammers. When you see things like this for me is like a clear indication I need to be like trading with my big portfolio. I still trade weeklies out of it, but I obviously have a lot more money in there. So the trade that I took on Nvidia, and we talked about quite a few things. Was it Microsoft as well? There's quite a few tickers that have this, right? This hammer month that just is shooting things up. So I'm trading things that are super clear that make a lot of sense. Weekly contracts, of course, with the big portfolio and the fun small portfolio that can get in and out and just like click around Robinhood, right? So my small play portfolio is in Robinhood. Everything else is on Schwab. Um, and same with my SPY challenge portfolio. I just trade that in Robinhood. Um, I have two separate devices, and I can just do click, 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 whatever, whatever. And so that has been really the way that I set it up. What I also do, so let's use AMD. No, let's use Tesla because Tesla had a fun week. Tesla had a really clear short on Tuesday, right here. Yeah. So this short entry here, right? Seeing this, I'm getting in on both portfolios, both option portfolios, right? The target is this Browning formation. I actually missed this trade, so I'm just talking like in hindsight. If I would have been at the computers, I saw it the night before and just like didn't take it the next day. I was doing other stuff away from the machines. So things like this, I'm taking in both portfolios. When I get into a trade, I then also put it on my watch list. That helps me to keep everything on one screen. So like my big portfolio is in Schwab. I don't want to be looking at Schwab and Robinhood. So I just put it on my Robinhood watch list at the same time, right? More times than not, the price on my watch list is a little bit higher than what I got in, because obviously I get in my portfolios first, and then I get in on Robinhood. So when I do that, and also like I have posted some things in the chat, like I want to be able to show, like if I say that it went, 100%, then I want to be able to show that it went 100% without showing any indication of my financial situation. I don't want to share like how much I'm making and or losing. It's just easier to have a watch list that I can screenshot and put in the chat and be like, this trade did this. So I like doing that, and I also like being able to have it all in one place. So if it's all like on my phone on Robinhood, I can just look at how well my trades are doing in one spot at the same time. So that's how I set that up. I had a couple of questions about like different portfolios in my DMs and thought that would be a cool quick video to make.